Okay. Let's see. What? Me too?
はい、当然です。まさか風見さん、ご自分だけは例外と思われましたか？
Well, I guess not.
期待してるのよさ。
I just want to punch Makina right now.
こうなったらユージのがいくら面白かろうと八つ当たりしてやるんだから。
Okay. Why do you... What? Was Michiru going Super Saiyan or something like the flames? Ow. Why did you feel the need to declare that? What a mess. And again, even this nasty little game is nothing compared to the many seriously unpleasant varieties of humor I had to deal with in the workplace. Consciously tuning out all sensory data, I turned my focus completely inward and repeatedly began to devise a plan. Speed is crucial in this sort of thing. A gag centered around Sakaki, hey? Maybe I'll play up the gag between her girly taste and violent personality. Seems like it might fit the bill. Alright, that should work. I raise my head to find everyone has vanished. Amin and the others are gone. Even Sakaki, who had been planted like a statue in front of the crepe shop throughout our little routine, had suddenly gone missing. Oh, I guess she's still around after all. She's not currently in my field of vision, but there seems to be someone emitting an aura of murderous anger behind me. There's no mistaking this menacing metallic sound. Seems she managed to sneak up on me at some point. Well, that thought. Can you try saying excuse me, which would make a better weapon? A banana or strawberry flavored crepe? Just an experiment. Right, sorry, I forget. You wanted to know what I was doing here. I was observing you, Sakaki. Sorry, but that's well beyond your capabilities, as I think you've known for some time now. When I turned back, Sakaki was indeed waiting for me. Despite the anger smoldering beneath the surface, there's no obvious signs of rage on her face. She's expressionless as always. I guess I should interpret that as a positive thing, but it feels more like a letdown. It might have been interesting to see some naked emotion from her face for once. Where did the others go? Oh, so that's what was going on there. Yeah, we were all kind of racking our brains trying to figure out why you were just standing there like a statue. To be more precise, we were amusing ourselves by inventing literary theories, but I might as well leave that unsaid. I really don't think it's that big of a deal, so were you able to buy a crepe in the end? I see. This is awkward. Ah, right. We're still discussing this. She's oddly talkative. I mean, if she was going to give me the real story, why lie about not wanting one in the first place? I see. Right. Why are you repeating yourself? That hard a choice, eh? That effect? Sorry, I guess I missed that cue. Taki averts her face uncomfortably. I do feel bad about making her joke fall flat, but I seriously didn't catch it. To be honest, I still don't understand when or why I was supposed to laugh. Well, I guess the two of us just aren't cut out for this sort of thing. Sakaki may not be much of a comedian, but I'm hardly the best audience. So you never ended up making a
決
decision?
まったわ。
Then why not buy it?
そうね。
Oh, you're not holding a grape.
時間が経ちすぎていたのね。見たら店員がずっと怪げな表情を浮かべていたわ。すぐにこの店はもう利用できないと悟って立ち去ろうとしたんだけど、なかなか他の客も来なくて、離れるきっかけがつかめなくて。
Oh, yes, since you were standing there glaring like the incarnation of wrath, I expect any potential customer fled in terror.
で、あなたたちの姿を見つけて、ようやくね。
I see. Again with the menacing metallic sound, not that it's particularly intimidating to me. Of course, Sakaki has to be aware her threat is hollow as well. I expect she's unsheathing her blade mostly as a means to concentrate her hostility rather than the expectation it will make an effective weapon.
笑い物にするつもりだったのね。
Don't jump to conclusions.
他にどんな理由があるというの？
Once you got that crepe and started eating it, I thought I might get to see you smile happily for once. Simple as that. Sakaki?
何それ？本当にそんなものが見たかったの？
Oh, I'm a little interested, yes.
ふん。
Sakaki only reaction to my statement is an disinterested grunt.
でも、失礼なことをしたのに変わりはないわね。
If it seemed that way to you, then I can't argue. Sorry about
いい
that.
わ。罰としてさっきの話、その幻想を粉々にしてあげる。
Say what?
あ、
I'm guessing that we bought her. Since she couldn't buy the crepe, we bought the crepe for her. Um,
どうかしら。
I'm really not sure how to respond to that question. This was the punishment handed down to me. I required to watch intently as Sakaki eats her crepe. Apparently, Sakaki plans to use this opportunity to crush my expectation that eating something sweet could prompt her to smile. Of course, this involves sending me into a crepier to buy Sakaki her treat. I have a nagging suspicion that may have been the main point to this exercise. That said, I don't think I ever seen anyone eat a dessert quite this expressionless before. She's so obviously doing it on purpose, out of sheer stubbornness, that it's taking a conscious effort to keep my amusement from showing on my face.
美味しいわね。
Sakaki speaks triumphantly, an expression of superior scorn spreading across her face.
どう？こんなものよ。面白くないでしょ？
Oh, I have to say I was surprised.
そんなにありえない幻想に期待していたの？
Guess so. Face tense with concentration, Sakaki earnestly devours her treat. To be honest, it looks a bit dirty, wet with the whipped cream and all. Well, there's no point making things even more troublesome, so I'll keep that thought to myself. Sakaki, blissfully oblivious of my perspective on the matter, crunches and munches loudly away at her crepe. Oh god, that'll be my cat.
私どもの調査員による榊由美子さんについての報告です。
Hey! Going back inside? Here. You get the punishment. Guess who returns? This annoying ass cat. What is that thing? あれ
ファーストコンタクトにおいて若干の拒絶反応はあったものの、その後は調査員とも比較的良好な関係が築けており、今後も調査を
もういい。
はい。
アルデラさんでしたか。とりあえずあの親不孝者の動向は承知した。
Ungrateful. I think you're the one that's getting something backwards. And also, addict. Here you go. Sakaki is far by being ungrateful.
そうですか。では私はこれで。
待ちたまえ。
まだ何か。
どうも私の言っていることがそちらさんにはきちんと伝わっていなかったようだ。いいかね。そもそも私があなた方に頼んだのはうちの娘の単なる素行調査などではない。
と申しますと、
あのようなバカでかい収容施設、娘や他の問題児どもを安穏と生活させるために作ったとでもお思いか。警察沙汰寸前のバカ騒ぎをやらかした愚を反省し、
Something that you fail to understand, you tool.
一刻も早く真っ当な人間に戻って我が盗品グループの一員となる準備をしてもらわないといかんのだ。なのにあなたの報告によると連中はのんびりと共同生活を送り、当のユミコも一向に反省する気配すら見られん。
I think this guy's an idiot. Everyone that agrees that this guy's an idiot, give a thumbs up. Leave whether in the comment do like an artistic thing and rate a thumbs up for it, or hit the like button, or do whatever you please. Or just yell at the screen saying, "Yep, this guy's a ditbag."
もはやこれ以上猶予を与えるつもりはない。そのためにはあなた方の送り込んだ調査員、名前は何と言いましたかな。
風見裕二です。社長、念のために申し上げますが、風見は単なる調査員ではなく、あくまでも学生でありつつ、その一方で、
そうそう、その風見何がしという男を送り込んだ以上、こちらの思惑通りになるよう取り計らっていただかないと困るのだよ。
Does this guy not know that we're assassins? We're basically hired by the government to kill those that are posing threats to society? Does he not get that? Is he really that idiotic?
ユミコが自ら構成し、私の言うことを素直に聞いて実家に戻るよう心変わりをさせるためにな。
That sounds more like a slave than a daughter.
何か勘違いをされていらっしゃるかもしれませんが、私どもの組織はカウンセリングや洗脳を生りとしているわけではありません。無論作戦行動でそういうことを行うこともありますが、さすがに榊家のご令状とはいえ、国の資産をそこまで自己都合で動かすわけには。
Hold up. What the heck are you doing, cat? Cat's being a pain in the ass.
アルデラさん、いいかね。これは一般家庭の親子喧嘩ではない。
actually it is. You're just too stubborn to realize it.
100年にわたってこの国を支えてきた東賓グループの礎を速やかに時代へ移行するため必要不可欠なことなのだよ。
Oh my god, this sounds just like the ending of the anime Akame J Kill. This empire has been around for this many years. Who gives a shit if it's been around for many years? That doesn't change the facts of anything.
そのために少しばかりそちらの余力を割いてもらっても罰は当たらないだろう。こちらの納めている税金とそしていくらかの心づけのおかげでどれだけそちらの組織が動きやすくなっているか。
Again, where's the gun? I would be willing to shoot this guy. You sort of reminded me of that one Korean ambassador, the North Korean one. You know, the one that takes being a dictator to a whole new level. Or should I say Return of Nazis? Either or.
ハルデラさんほどの人間ならわからないわけでもあるまい。
I forget his name.
組織に榊社長のお心遣いを知らぬ者は下っ端を除いて一人もおりません。
分かっているじゃないか。では早速だが、ユミコを改心させるための何か妙案はないかね。
そう急に言われましても。
そうだ。こういうのはどうだろう。こちらで仕組んでおいた連中にユミコを襲わせておいて、もはや安穏とした生活は送れないという危機感を与えるというのは、存分に恐怖を味わわせた後ならば、私の言うことも少しは聞くようになるだろう。どうだね。いい手だと思わないか。
Actually, listening to this guy, it sort of wants me to watch Dororo right now. I haven't watched Dororo yet. I was planning on it for some time, but then I didn't feel like watching it. Then other time when I felt like watching it, something else came up. I never had the time to watch it. Maybe I should.
どうした？不満かね？
いえ、その作戦に従います。その上で一つ提案があるのですが。
提案だ
と。はい。私どもの調査員である風見雄二。彼にお嬢様の護衛をさせたいと考えております。
何を言っている？それでは自作自演で危機に陥らせることにならないだろう。
お言葉ですが、何もない状態でただお嬢様を襲わせたのでは、そこまで強い危機感を与えることはできません。ですが、一度彼に護衛をさせた上で危機に陥ることとなれば。
なるほど。危機感はより一層強く植え付けられる。
はい。
いいだろう。その件についてはハルデラさんに一任する。
はい。では失礼いたします。
There's no such thing as a fun job. Of course, you'll find plenty of people willing to declare that work brings them nothing but joy, but look around them or underneath them, and you'll always find scowling people covered in mud. More often than not, the person who loves their job is really just the biggest slacker in the office. Work is unpleasant and often boring. That's why they pay you to do it. If something you were doing in the first place just naturally becomes your job, you're either a genius, an idiot, or incredibly lucky. What? Unfortunately, I'm none of the above. By most standards, my occupation is just about the last thing you could describe as fun. Yeah, your job is freaking murder mainly, but being assigned as a bodyguard. That should actually be a different pace for him. It requires steady, rigid discipline. There's no tolerance for failure, but even in success, you'll never see the spotlight. On top of it all, it demands specialist expertise, intensive experience, and training even when off duty. It's just a little hard to summarize, but I guess you could call me a craftsman of sorts.
寿司とか握ったり、扇の金具作ったりするのに似てんのか?
Well, I guess this would be a typical example, but craftsman is a pretty vague term. That's quite a range of people who fall under that umbrella. Although you tend to think of those working with material objects as in Machina's examples, there are some who engage in more abstract forms of workmanship. And a craftsman in my line of work to deal with is the most formless thing at all. Anyway, what's with the sudden interest in my job after all this time? Hardly that interesting a subject.
ここにいる全員が気になってることなのよさ。
That effect.
マキちゃんの言う通りですね。だよね。
Not that I'm constantly acting, but I have been trying to keep my behavior fairly normal as to avoid projecting the atmosphere characteristically on my occupation. So it seems there's a degree of stiff artificial to my performance that may have an equal unsettling effect on my classmate, a deeply regrettable failure on my part.
そうよそうよ。ユージってば本当何者なのかよくわかんないのよね。
It's called, if I don't want you to find out, then you shouldn't find out.
なんか難しい言葉とか平気で使うし、何十キロと走った後でもケロッとしてるし、私のことすぐバカにするし。
みちる様、お言葉ではありますが、最後の一つにつきましては、風見さんの得意性を示すことではないように思われます。
そんなことないわよ。だってこいつ、私のことすぐにバカだとか、今まで見たことのない生物とか、少しは言葉を選べってぐらいにも。まあ、みちるに関してのユージの指摘は残念ながら正当よね。あまねまで。何よこの小僧ラップっぷり。
四面楚歌です、みちる様。残念ですが、少しお静かになさった方がいいかと思われます。
まあまあ、そう言葉失うなよ。な、ほら、バナナやるから食っとけ。何よそれ。マキナまでバカにしてんの。バナナってなんでよ。私の髪が黄色だからバナナ好きとでも言うの。
髪の色が黄色だからバナナが好きだという。とても斬新です。この小峰幸、みちる様についてきてよかったと心から思いました。
ついてきた意志があるのならもうちょっとフォローしてよ。ウッキー。
ウキー、すごい完璧です、みちる様。
So, are you guys done asking me questions now? There haven't been many discussed cases since my arrival at this school. When I was grateful to meet you, but her ability to rapidly derail conversation is truly welcome at times like this. Just I'm about to wrap things up and make my leave. A phone rings in my pocket. Unfortunate timing. Slide it out. Check the JB, huh? Most contact from JB in any form means a business discussion. Accordingly, I'm always careful not to answer her calls when the others are in earshot. I leave the dorm, walk a few paces before hitting the answer button and bringing the phone to my ear. It's me. You'll have better luck finding the proverbial free lunch than a job that's genuinely fun. And mine is certainly no exception to that rule. When you live in a communal residence, you're always going to find some people to hit it off with and some who are harder to handle. Ideally, you find points of compromise and stay out of cordial terms even with the difficult residents. One of those underappreciated little skills that gets you ahead in life. Unfortunately, I don't possess it. In this dorm, I guess Almond would be first on the list in terms of friendliness, although in her case it's less hitting it off and more hitting on. Next in line would be Sachi, but she's got more abnormal quirks that can be tricky to handle, so her rank falls slightly. Makina and Mitra have a hard time even holding coherent conversation, making it a little hard to evaluate if we think in similar ways. But if I humor them with a little attention, they'll start chattering away all on their own, so in a sense they're easy enough to deal with. I might not be blessed with much of the way of social skills, but even I can interact with those four without particular difficulty. And then we got Sakaki. This girl, however, is a different story. We're on serious hostile footing from the very start. And our frequent chance encounters in the dorm haven't really helped. There's still a sense of tension in the air when we run into each other. Granted that it's a bit of an improvement compared to the way she used to slash at me with a box cutter on sight, but her attitude remains stubbornly standoffish. There's no sign of a real thaw in relations.
今日誰もいないのかしら。
Looking around the area in a slightly forced way, Sakaki mutters those words without particularly directing them at me. I'm out shopping with Makina, said they'll be back this evening. The principal called Sachi to run an errand for this school. Haven't seen Michiru all day. When I answer, she glances at my face for a brief moment.
そうなの。
The conversation dies there. Sakaki once again begins moving her eyes across the page of a novel I'm sure she already finished reading. We may not talk much, but I've learned enough about Sakaki over the last few months to say that we've got a surprising amount in common. We both enjoy reading and don't mind spending time alone. We're both prone to mull things over in a languid sky-gazing session on rooftops. The similarities doesn't have much to do with hitting it off with someone. When it's two similarly unsociable types like us, it's easy for conversations to stagnate awkwardly. Oh my god, how am I supposed to say this? As radical interactions where people compliment each other through contrast actually make for a much more humorous atmosphere. Every once in a while, Sakaki's eyes flick up off the page to shoot a quick glance in my direction. Might sound like a girl in love trying to secretly keep an eye on her crush, but the reality is less idyllic. She seems to be trying to figure out how to extricate herself from this awkward situation. Although Sakaki clearly bothered by the heavy silence in the air, I don't find that uncomfortable. After piling the 4 books I brought from my room on the table, I lean back on one elbow and begin to work my way through the first. It'd probably be more considerate for me to take the initiative and leave, but owing to certain circumstances, that's not going to happen this time. And I gotta go to the next part.